So most people don't start thinking about their finances until it's almost too late. And I was actually one of these people myself. So today I want to go through the mistakes I did before I turned 30. And I wish I actually knew many of these beforehand. There's much more mistakes that I've done, but these are the main ones that I think I learned the most out of. How to avoid unnecessary debt, how to avoid a dangerous debt, credit cards, what are they? Are they a double-edged sword or not? And how to financially becoming stable and also budgeting. So when you are in your 20s, it feels basically like you have all the time in the world. This could be right in some subject and not in every subject. And the problem is like we have bills, we have rent, we have debt, and it just starts adding up and really quickly because we might not have the knowledge of how do I control all of this? And I was actually one of those. So let's go into some of the common problems that we might have with money. So most people, like myself, did not get taught in school how to do with my money and how to control it in a good way. And on top of that, we have prices going up, my bills are going up, and I have no control and no knowledge. So here are some common money problems I want to go through before we start digging into my lessons that I learned. This is basically, many are living nowadays paycheck to paycheck, and I was actually one of these people myself, going through a really rough time as my younger self, having a lot of bills and not feeling like I can barely breathe. You understand the feeling yourself, I think. And I had little to no savings and no emergency fund. So if something happened, I got screwed over. And that is actually what happened, which is one of the lessons in this video. So growing credit card debts, personal loans, we have car loans. I've had those too. And then we have something that is very dangerous that I actually myself have tried to avoid the most is the buy now and pay later. So we all know about these nowadays, but I've tried to avoid this one like a wildfire. But sometimes I have used these as well, and I have been burnt, and I will let you know. So I just want to tell you that I didn't know all this from birth. I learned it the hard way throughout my years, and now I want to share them with you so you don't have to get burned as well. So the first lesson is how to avoid debt. So we have two different ones here I want to discuss that are the big ones that I have come into big learning, and that is the car and the education. So these are two really major factors in my life that I have learned. And the car was that I had a car first. It was on a loan because I couldn't afford it, and I really wanted that Volvo T5, cool car, luxurious, and it's fast. So that is one loan on the car. The second problem arose when there started to get problems with the car. So I didn't have enough money to actually fix the car straight away. And this is the problem with not having an emergency fund, because things were breaking and I had to get them fixed, and I had to take out the loan to actually get the car fixed because the insurance wouldn't cover this. After that, when the car had just been fixed, it's snowy and I accidentally crashed the car. And I was not even driving recklessly. It was literally driving 30 kilometers an hour, just driving into work, just at the parking lot, and bam, skid right into some rocks. Then it was even more bills on top of what I already had. And here I had to take out even more loans. So a valuable lesson here is that for several years I had to pay off the debt for the car because the insurance wasn't covering, because the car was too old for this. And I had full insurance, by the way. I was not trying to have the cheapest insurance out there. With this, I learned that debt can be really dangerous if you don't have enough money to actually support it. With the lesson as well, I learned that having a big loan like this and not having the buffer and the emergency fund, if I had this from the beginning and didn't think about buying loads of flashy stuff when I can't actually afford it, that would have taught me so much more that, hey, now I have something to actually take this damage and pay for it straight away instead of going several years into debt. The second one is that I went for basically an intensive course, 5 weeks. And the course itself was really good, They guaranteed me a job and everything, and I did get a job. So I feel this is an amazing opportunity. Back then I was thinking, I want to leave Sweden. How do I do it? So I went on a course and could work abroad. That was all fine. The problem was that I didn't understand debt and interest. So what happened was that I got a loan to support this. So basically like a student loan. But I had a normal bank loan for this because my bank wouldn't allow this as a school. And what happened there was that the interest was so high, even though I did good payments, every month the loan just kept rising. And after 1 year of trying to pay it off, I'm checking and I was like, it hasn't been touched at all. Nothing. It's almost just gone up. And after a while there, the interest went up again, and I had almost double the amount of money to pay back than what I had from the beginning. The valuable lesson here I learned was that shop around for interests and understand the interest rates beforehand, what it can do and the damages it could have on your finances. So what I did is that I went into some websites and tried to get the interest lowered. And there was a bank that accepted it, basically more than half the interest on the loan. And straight away after just starting to pay off, the month after, I could see that there was a dent in this big loan. So that is a valuable lesson, that shop around if you feel that the debt is big, so you pay less interest. But don't start paying less just because you have less interest. Continue paying the amounts so you can get rid of it as fast as possible. And we have a second lesson as well, that is learning how to budget. After all of these incidents that happened, I basically felt like, okay, I need a plan moving forward. And even though I was working abroad and I had extremely low wages, I had maybe 700 euros per month, then I could actually start building something. And I started budgeting. So I tracked every single euro that came into my account. And that made a tremendous difference, because nowadays, after that, I've learned I have control of the money. I know how much I have, how much I'm spending, and I know that I'm safe and I can sleep well at night because I know that if an emergency does come up, I have the money in my account to actually help myself out of it. So if you are finding this helpful right now, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel because it would help tremendously. And also, if you do like content like this, I have many more videos and many more coming about how to live a more simple money life and help you with your finances and getting out of unnecessary debt and live a more stress-free life. And also, if you do have any questions or specific topics you would like me to cover, please comment them down below as well. And I will cover these topics and I reply to every single comment of my friends watching out there. And that's you. So let's go into lesson number 3 then, straight into it. So this is me talking about credit cards. And they are basically a double-edged sword. So they can be really good, but it can also be really bad. And the lesson I have learned here is that I got introduced very early to credit cards. And basically, I got the mindset of, I'll deal with this later. And this is probably something yourself have felt as well. When the invoice actually comes, it hurts if you think like this. Because you think, yeah, I'll just continue adding things on the card, no problem at all. And then the bill comes and you're like, whoa, okay, I cannot pay this. And we're straight back into debt. So what changed is that the rule changed. And what I was doing is that paying it off fully when the bill comes. So basically, I'm making sure that I know what the balance is. So when the bill actually comes, I know I can pay it. So don't shop this. It's not free money or anything like this. It's actually money that you have to pay at the end of the month. So be very careful with how you're using a credit card and treat it, as I said, as a debit card. But you don't want to use it to get a loan because the interest of these are really high. I know a credit card that I had that I got introduced by family is right now 17%. And you do not want an interest rate of that. So I have actually cut that card because it is not a feasible way to start using it. And I didn't get any good points or anything like this either. And the second one, if you can't pay it off full, don't use it at all and wait until you might be able to catch up. Because I know somewhere where people are living, they might need to have a credit score or whatever to go somewhere. But the fact is that you don't need to have this to getting a mortgage or anything like this. You just need to prove that you have funds and that you can actually support it. Yes, it might be harder if you're not using any credits or anything like this, but there is opportunities out there to get it sorted. Then we have the final and the fourth lesson, and that is to start saving and investing early, even if it's just small amounts. And I have a video comment about this as well. So many younger people often think that, oh, I'll just invest when I have more money or when I'm making more money, instead of actually using the compound interest and starting saving small amounts, right? So even saving maybe 50 euros a month, if you can do that, that is making a tremendous difference throughout the years because you have time on your side being in your 20s. So small, consistent savings in your 20s will grow so much more than someone that starts 10 years later. You're gonna be ahead of them. More younger people are investing nowadays, but they have very low balances in their 20s because, one, they don't take it seriously. We don't think about later. We think a lot about right now, and I don't want to save that much right now. But just having that, for example, the emergency fund, that's going to help you build tremendous amount of wealth in the future. So my lesson would be that step one, build a small emergency fund. That's the number one goal of everything, to start building your wealth, because then you will avoid the debt. And then put some money in a long-term index fund of some sort. And that will then help you build wealth in the future. You might be able to retire early. You might be able to buy that house. You might be able to buy that car instead of having to take out a loan, because that could be 300, 400, 500 euros a month that you could have spent getting something else more valuable in the future. So all of these lessons teach me that one day I just felt that it is enough and I really need to get out of this. And I wish for you, my friend, that you do not come into that stage where you feel that you're drowning in debt or in problems with money. I really feel bad if that is something that you're in, and I really hope that I can help you out of those issues with my videos. So that is really something that is the goal of this channel, to get people out of these issues. And I hope that my lessons that I learned before I was 30 is something that can help you build wealth and getting out of debt and also feeling more comfortable in life. So to wrap this all up is that avoid unnecessary debt, start building a budget, and use the credit cards carefully. If you can use it and pay it off every month, perfect. If not, stop using the card until you feel that you can go back standing up on your own without getting more debt, and then you can start using them again if that is something that you truly want to use. Though I personally do not use too much credit cards myself. And the most important thing is that you do not have to be perfect. You just need to be intentional with your money. So having a little bit of tracking, having a little bit of check now and then, seeing where your money is going, that's going to go a long way into the future. So now I would like to hear from you. What are your money goals? What is your achievements that you have gotten throughout the year? Or what is it that you want to achieve? Like, as I said, a goal. Please comment that down below in the description. So please drop that down below as well in the comments. And if you want practical steps, how to build a budget and principles that the 1% are using to build wealth, then go and watch my next video popping up on the screen right now that will help you build wealth. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you next time. Goodbye.